is on her takeoff roll. Just like her aircraft, Julie too is a free spirit, expressing herself with a magnificently choreographed aerobatic performance, moving patriotic tribute to this great country of ours. Her stage is the open sky, her plane an incredibly restored Beechcraft T-34. As she begins her routine, let me tell you a little bit about Julie and her unique airplane life, and was one of the first women to become a U.S. airline pilot, and has now retired as captain with Northwest Airlines. Julie has accumulated more than 32,000 kind of a little tricky. It's going to be a reverse Q&A. Watch as she has to get a good angle of climb. Really let that airspeed lead off before she pulls it around, sort of in a split S-type maneuver. Remember, this airplane was not designed for aerobatics. It's just that Julie flies aerobatics in this maneuver, in this airplane. Watch now as we dedicate a 4-point hesitation roll. This is important because without an inverted oil system, she has to be careful not to let it hang inverted too long. All right, we're going to go live now to the cockpit to talk to Captain Julie Clark in the Chiefs Plus T-34.
Hey, how are you doing? Thank you. We're having fun up here. How are you?
Man, we're doing great. Built by Walter Extra in Germany, and it is an unlimited plane as he goes knife edge right down the line. He flies right down to the level aerobatic part. At the top of this loop is not normal. How about a nice little aileron roll? 360 degrees all the way around. Now he's going to do another maneuver right now. He started up on the vertical line, and you can think it could just be maybe a vertical. No, it's not. He's going to lay out inverted, and it's going to perform for us what's called a square loop. Now, what Jan's attempting to do is make all sides even, and he's done a good job so far. This is the critical one, straight to the ground. Ladies and gentlemen, the square loop. Now, Jan is quite a handy aerobatic pilot. This is very challenging and very difficult for two reasons. He's going to pull the power at the top of the loop. This is not the loop that I'm talking about. He's
and landing out the field, our officers approach the drop zone. I'll remind you, they can't hear you if you are loud enough. Please raise your voices and bring them in. Our second group coming in. Yes, our TJ Omdahl and Team Chief Brad Woodard.
Mr. David Martin from Possum Kingdom, Texas, a former national aerobatic champion, is going to show you precise maneuvers as he completes the hammerhead stall turn. Watch with a smack and a half on the down line. In 1990, David graduate from the Air National Guard F-16 training. Spent some time at his very air base, NAS, Fort Worth. JRB. He's going to show you a taste right now. His signature maneuver. He calls it the Brightling Tumble.
That's good.
I've done that. He's been a member of the U.S. aerobatic team since 1997, having completed his 18th season just last year. Watch this maneuver closely as he calls this one the Sidewinder. 'U.S. aerobatic team not once but 4 times. Trophy for being the highest place in America at the World Aerobatic Championships, narrowly missing a first place overall finish, but nonetheless was the top American. I have to ask you, Fort Worth, what do you think of David Martin in that beautiful Brightling Cap 232? Yeah! Captain Cujo! That's that BK1F afterburning jet engine. That's what separates. Fort Worth, pretty cool, huh? Basically, he could turn inside he's not going to be going awful fast, sort of medium speed. No, it's going to be a slow speed. Now watch the thrust to weight as he really puts the coals to it. There we go. Burner kicks on. The halfway point of the show. The first part of the show, you're not going to believe. She's going to ride that javelin as Jean Susie puts the show pack through its paces.
Kevin, spank you before we get started. Welcome back to Cujo. He's going to tax him all the entire crowd line. Wave, Cujo. Wave your hat, wave your hanky, wave your mother-in-law. He can't hear you, but he can sure see.
That's a good plane. We're going to...
Not on the road.
There he is, good view. There's a Jean Susie and Teresa Stokes showing you a barnstorming trick from back in the day. The wing walking Teresa Stokes. We're going to go from almost the speed of sound back to slow speed. Shift it all down into first gear here as that show cap is going to be cruising at about 80 miles per hour at first. And yes, this is not an illusion. This is not smoke and mirrors. When Gino makes that turn, there's going to be no doubt what you see is real, guys. This is Teresa Stokes. See her right there between the two wings on the javelin. Wave at her, she'll wave back, I guarantee it. In fact, there she is now waving. You can see her arm in the air. That is Teresa Stokes on the wing of the show cap. Now you can see her repositioning just a little bit. Getting back onto a good tight firm hold in the javelin. This is just one of many places she will walk on the aircraft as it's flying, obviously. All right, coming back in from show right. Check it out again. She's still on the javelin, and Gino's keeping his speed just about right. Now she's giving the go signal. Watch now. Like I said, they're not just going to fly around in circles. Check this out. Can you? As nervous as I am out there, it's okay to say so. This is crazy. This is one of the oldest, longest running wing walking acts in the nation for over 20 years, Gina Teresa. They've won the Art Show Award for showmanship for this very act. And right now, Teresa has transitioned from the javelin to the cockpit. Now watch. She's going to get to the upper wing. See her now. She's climbing now. That is her climbing. Give it up, and she made it, guys. That's Teresa on the up wing. Heck yeah! Man. She was up there with cat-like reflexes. There's no doubt about that. Now, when you meet Teresa after the show, she's a petite lady, but she has got one heck of a firm handshake. I'm going to tell you that. So there she is on the top of the wing. She successfully made that transition. Her and Gino are communicating to each other. She's waving. She must feel good about something. As Gino kicks up and over the big, huge wing over. The hardest part of wing walking is when Gene gets that extra speed. He tries to keep everything around 140 miles per hour or less. But when he does maneuvers like we're about to see, he's got to get that airspeed up. Watch now, smoke's on, all eyes. The best view in the house. Oh my goodness. Takes my breath away every time I see it. Very few wing walking acts. But this is the best. Only for the Air Power Expo. You can see her waving her hands. She does that for effect. And I asked her, I go, how hard is it to maintain your balance while you're up there? And she goes, well, that's why I'm waving my hands, because when he turns, it's just like anything. I kind of have to use my hands to gain my balance and be centered on that harness. Or as Ralph said, to blow the hair out of her face. Yes, she does. Long blonde hair, petite Teresa Stokes. It's very impressive to watch her walk the wing. Oh, they have more for us. Don't be disappointed. There's plenty more to come on this act. So Gene's getting a little bit more altitude. A little bit more airspeed. Watch now as he gets up to the vertical. Super high up there, about 1,500 feet in the air. He's going to give us a great big barnstorming loop. Pardon me, up and over the top. Bottom of that loop, 140 miles an hour.